and doing you more harm than good. Our next guest says creating mental fitness is the best strategy for success. Here to share more, we welcome back the author of the upcoming book, Think It, How to Train Your Thinking to Get Everything You Want. Master Life Coach Sarah Centrella. Good to see you again, Sarah.
Great to see you.
Okay, so this is really kind of an interesting thought here. So you talk about motivation as a feeling, but mental fitness is a skill.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking for motivation, right? They're like, well, I'm not feeling all that motivated to get their goals or do whatever they
get out of bed.
Yeah, whatever they're trying to get done. But that is a feeling and it's fleeting. So we don't want to actually try and focus on getting more motivation because it's going to come and go.
Oh,
and
good
that
point.
that isn't really helpful long term for me.
Sure.
But if instead I can train my thinking, which is the engine that powers my actions, that powers everything and actually will get me to do what I need to do to accomplish my goal, then I can have long-term success and I'm not dependent on a feeling, that I don't control. So training your thinking is really the key to getting anything you want, from relationships to goals to success to money, all of it.
Okay, so you say that your brain believes what you tell it if you repeat it.
Yeah, so it's so crazy. I'm so fascinated by the neuroscience kind of behind how you can train your brain. But because if you are telling yourself something over and over again, most of us have stories we've told ourselves our whole life.
I look fat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it comes from all kinds of things. Comes sometimes
I'll
just
never
from
get
our head.
that job.
Yep. And so we're very used to saying a lot of times negative things, and over time, our brain stops realizing what's true and what's not. So it can kind of like literally rewrite a script like a program on a computer.
Okay.
So if we know that's true, and there's tons of science that says that, then this whole book is all about, okay, how do we hack that system and start getting what we want instead, right? So if I can tell myself over and over again, I am successful, I'm dedicated, I'm driven, I follow through, so I'm building my confidence and actually changing my identity by what I'm telling myself, then over time I believe that, I act that way, I show up that way, I am that.
Have you worked with people who've done that, changed their thinking and seen it happen?
Yeah, so I've been doing that from a coaching perspective for 15 years.
Okay.
And for myself as well. I mean, I've been kind of living proof of it myself. But the crazy thing is it doesn't really take all that long to rewrite a story. If you're pretty aggressive about commitment to changing that story, and a lot of times you do that with mottos or I am statements, so things that are very specific. You tell yourself a new thing, so I am successful, or I follow through versus I'm overwhelmed, things like that. If you're doing it for like 30 days, just like any other habit, you're going to start to create that new story, which will then create your own transformation. Okay,
let's get a bit more detailed.
Yeah.
You say, I am successful, but don't you have to define what success means to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the more specific you can get in each individual thing, the better, obviously. So if you're thinking about, okay, well, why am I not successful, let's say?
Yeah.
Then there's probably some specific things, like maybe I don't follow through on a task, maybe I'm waiting for motivation, maybe I'm telling myself I'm overwhelmed. So I can then change those specific things. So instead of saying I'm overwhelmed, I say I get things done, or I'm always on time. Things like that.
I was going to bring that up, like for someone who's always late.
Yep.
How can they actually change that?
Absolutely. So if I start telling myself I'm always on time, then in the moments where I would make the decision to not get ready, let's say,
or not plan ahead.
Yeah, or not plan ahead, I hear that voice in my head saying, oh, I'm always on time. So now I have an option to make a new choice, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I'm just going to act the way I've always acted, kind of following that internal dialogue.
Right.
So this is really all about like, okay, the system is already working.
Yeah.
Why not kind of get in, tweak it, and start getting results I want?
Because you say lasting change comes from repetition, not inspiration.
Absolutely. So if you're going to be really committed, kind of like I said, and do it with simple things. Take a motto. I always tell my clients, write down 25 different what I call I am statements. So it's the words I am, and then follow it by anything you want to be. Again, it's aspirational. So anything I want to be. And I say that morning and night. Every single day for 30 days. I always tell them to say it out loud in the mirror, like look at yourself and really tell yourself that. Then you will start to notice that your actions will start to back those up. So it is much more than kind of just positive thinking. It's actually not positive thinking at all. It's very tactical. And over 2-3 weeks, you'll start to completely feel different.
So you have, is that part of like your 21-day motivational test kind of thing?
Yeah, so in the new book, we have a 21-day mental training challenge that you can do to just practice some of these steps, put it into play in your own life so you can start seeing results in 21 days.
Yeah, I love it. And the book, again, it's not out yet, but you can order it, right? Pre-order it. It's called Think It. How to train your thinking to get everything you want. And Sarah apparently has everything you want. Right? You do? You got everything you want?
Getting there.
Master Life Coach Sarah Centrella, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Great
Alan.
to see you again. And you look wonderful in that pink. It's awesome.
You.